What's happening around the world and what's happening here at home? A very good evening to you and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Now before we get into your stories in detail, let's take a quick look at your headlines for tonight.
Tremors experienced in the Badulla district. Attention drawn towards cocaine consumption in Parliament again. JVP leader explains about Sri Lankan politics. Ambulipitiya Pradesh Sabha chairman MK Amila removed from posts and chairman and member. SP Dissanayake says they hope to cast vote against the budget.
අවසාන අයවැය සම්මත කරන වෙලාවේ සියලු දෙනාට එකතු වෙලා මේ ජරා රනිල්ගේ ජරා ජීවන පිස්සු විකාර අයවැයට විරුද්ධව ඡන්දය දෙන්න අපිට.
First up in news here at home, a tremor with a magnitude of 3.55 was reported in several areas in the Badulla district this morning.
The tremor had occurred in Badulla, Passara, Haliyala, Velimada and Kandakatiya. Badulla District Disaster Management Unit Deputy Director EML Kumara said the tremor had occurred between 8:15 am and 8:20 am.
I was on my way to town. The road started to shake violently due to the tremors.
The tremors lasted only for 2 to 3 seconds. I was working at home when suddenly I heard a large noise. It was about 8:20 in the morning. Everything started shaking. 2-3 paint buckets had fallen to the ground. These are those fallen buckets.
No casualties and property damage has been reported thus far. Disaster Management Centre and Geological Survey and Mines Bureau have commenced inquiries into the incident. The tremor was recorded at the Pallekele, Hakmana and Maha Kanadarava monitoring centres.
Attention was drawn towards the statement made by State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake about certain MPs who use narcotic substances.
The statement made by Ranjan Ramanayake about cocaine has resurfaced again. It was also said that the information Ranjan Ramanayake has given to you. It was said in public. On behalf of the reputation of MPs, I make a request. If you have those names, please reveal them. Honourable Speaker, this is a bad example. It is a minister from the ruling party who is bringing this up before media as a political trick. He is also like Namal Kumara. We propose that you as the speaker should intervene to stop these MPs from slinging mud. We will not speak about the personal life of Ranjan Ramanayake. If you take a look at his history, there were instances where houses were burnt down. We have all the evidence. Honourable Speaker, one shouldn't stay inside glass houses and throw stones.
ගමේ අවසාන වශයෙන් හැදෙන්න පුළුවන් ගරු කතානායකතුමනි පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ 10න් එකක් කුඩ්ඩෝ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයේ 6න් එකක් කුඩ්ඩෝ කතානායකතුමනි මම හිතන්නේ ගරුවක්.
Honourable Speaker, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said an investigation will be held. I think you as the Speaker should give a committee report and conduct an investigation through the CID. I think it would be good for the country.
මම හිතන්නේ අපේ රටට හොඳයි කියලා මම මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
I have publicly warned him to present these with facts. I have not received any report in this regard. No, I didn't say anything about the present MPs. There are those who are here as well. I have the names here with me. I spoke to the Speaker yesterday, and when I did, he asked if I have the names. I told him all the names. He then said he will inform DIG Latif and the CID.
Now, State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake responded to the various statements made in Parliament regarding statement on the consumption of cocaine by several MPs.
Many individuals, including my friends, had criticized my proposal requesting MPs and ministers to obtain a medical test to prove that they did not consume cocaine. I celebrated my birthday on the 11th of March. At 6:30 in the morning, I received a phone call from the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. He wished me for my birthday and said, Ranjan, I wish you a blessed birthday that would pave the way to help you find more and more MPs who consume cocaine. The Prime Minister or President did not wish me. I thanked the former president for his wishes and said that cocaine is mostly consumed and smuggled into the country by members of the joint opposition. It is with much responsibility that I say a majority of ethanol is smuggled into the country by 4 individuals who are present in parliament. Among the 4, 3 belong to the opposition, while 1 member is from our side. I will even reveal their names. The 3 largest ethanol businessmen in Sri Lanka are
Lanka ethanol ව්‍යාපාරිකයන් 3 දෙනා තමයි ලක්ෂ්මන් වසන්ත, ජෝසප් ප්‍රනාන්දු, අරුන්දික.
Shall I also reveal the individuals from our side?
ඇයි හැවන්නේ? එපයි කියලා කියනවා. හොඳයි. ඉතා. හරි. ඉතින් දවල්ට කිව්වේ ඇහුන්නේ නැද්ද?
ගරු ඇමතුමා කෙටි කාලයක් තියන්නේ.
හරි. හරි. මම පැහැදිලිව කෙලින් කියන්නම්.
I will make this very clear. Firstly, if anyone is under the impression that Ranjan Ramanayake smuggles and consumes cocaine, they are free to clarify their doubts. Secondly, this line of MPs must be checked. I revealed one name. Therefore, I propose that every MP submits a medical report every 6 months to Parliament.
The third reading of the Budget 2019 was held in Parliament today for the 4th consecutive day. The expenditure heads of the Ministry of Housing and Construction and Cultural Affairs and the Ministry of Buddhasasana and Environment Development were subject to the parliamentary debate today. We raised questions in Parliament regarding irregularities that took place in the Ministry of Housing during the previous government. Then Minister in charge of the respective ministry, the chairman and acting director of the Housing Authority back then are a part of the present Parliament. Therefore, they can even be charged and held accountable while present in Parliament. The President appointed the Bribery Commission to look into such irregularities. This report was submitted by the Commission. However, this document is nothing but a waste. As per reference number 8 of the document, there was an irregularity in the Ministry of Construction and Infrastructure Facilities. The Presidential Commission looked into this matter and submitted a report which included the names of those responsible for such irregularities. The report also prescribed punishment for the identified wrongdoers. However, the President, who appointed a commission to look into such irregularities, has shamelessly appointed these wrongdoers to ministerial positions once again.
Das 13 අවුරුද්දේ රාජ්‍ය ඉංජිනේරු සංස්ථාව රුපියල් මිලියන 149ක ලාභයක් ලබනවා. 2014 අවුරුද්දේ රුපියල් මිලියන
40ක ලාභයක් ලබනවා. In 2013, the State Engineering Corporation earned a profit of 149 million rupees. In 2014, they earned a profit of 47 million rupees. However, in 2015, the corporation incurred a loss of 709 million rupees. In 2016, the losses increased to 958 million rupees. In 2017, the Engineering Corporation incurred a loss of 740 million rupees, and by October of 2018, the losses had increased to 900 million rupees. The Housing Ministry at present has become a ministry with excessive staff. The approved amount of staff allocated to the Housing Ministry for the Hambantota district should not exceed 64. However, at present there are 1,175 staff members in the Hambantota district office. I doubt whether there are sufficient chairs for these staff members to even sit and have their meals. These details have been obtained through the Housing Development Authority through the Rights to Information Act. We have even witnessed it in the Jaffna district.
යාපනයේ අර කොකේන් ගහපු කට්ටිය පොඩ්ඩක් නිහෙඩව ඉන්නවද? යාපනයේ දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ උදාගම.
Those who consume cocaine, can you please remain silent? When model villages were constructed in the Jaffna district under the Udaya Gammana project, we came across posters in this regard in the Maithri district. Minister, do you think these posters are actually needed?
මේක අවශ්‍යද කියලා ඔබතුමා කල්පනා කරලා බලන්න.
එතුමාට මයික් එක දෙන්නකෝ. ඒක දෙන්නෙත් නෑ එතුමාට. තව කොයිද නායකත්වය දෙන්නේ? මයික් එකවත් දෙන්නේ නැතුව. මයික් එකවත් දුන්නේ නැහැ.
මම නෙවෙයි මම
අර
ගරු සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස අමාත්‍යතුමා
යාපනයේ තියෙන වෙනම රාජ්‍යයක් නෙවෙයි. මේක රටක්.
Jaffna is not located in another state. We are all in one country, so within a united country. The people of the north must be informed of what's happening in the south, and the people of the south must be aware of what's happening in the north. At present, we have commenced a massive housing development project that covers every electorate in Sri Lanka. Between 2010 and 2014, the government had only allocated 5.6 billion rupees for this purpose. For the past 4 years and till date, we have commenced activities to construct 1,925 model villages under the Uda Gammana housing project. Our hope is to achieve our 2,500 model villages by the end of September this year. Our long-term objective is to provide a shelter to everyone by 2025. When we compare the 4-year periods between 2010, 2014 and 2015 and 2019, the funds have been allocated for housing development have increased by 6 times. However, we have not doubled the number of our staff members. I also state that there is no idle employees in my ministry at present.
Following the demise of former President Premadasa, there was a deficiency of houses in our country. Regardless of his political representation, Minister Sajith Premadasa treats everyone equally and fairly. Treasurer of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, SP Dissanayake, expressed his views on the stance the Sri Lanka Freedom Party should take at the final vote of the 2019 budget. He expressed these views at an SLF meeting held in Kandy.
This district representative meeting was held in line with the SLFP party reconstructing program.
All of us intended on voting against the budget. But at the last moment, we as a party decided to abstain from voting in order to safeguard the unity of the party. I strongly believe that all of us together can vote against this budget and defeat it. I hope we will get the strength to defeat Ranil Wickremesinghe's budget.
Meanwhile, speaking at the Balamandala meeting of the Dodam Gaslanda electorate in Kurunagala, leader of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna expressed these views.
We remember the Mahinda before and in 2015. We remember Ranil as well. So will it be appropriate to bring Mahinda against the corruption conduct of Ranil? On the 26th of October, they forcefully formed a new government. It was a war between both parties to get 113 MPs. Then the media started showing how the numbers were going up and down like a cricket scorecard. It showed how MPs were sold from one side to another. Members in Ranil's faction are traitors. They are prepared to join with Mahinda Rajapaksa at any moment. What is politics in our country? Sri Lankan politics is a license to commit theft.
Meanwhile, speaking in Parliament, Minister of City Planning, Water Supply and Higher Education Rauff Hakeem explained about the steps taken against ragging in universities.
So now we have adopted the zero tolerance policy. Zero tolerance policy, but we wish to mention here that in this regard, particularly ragging and sexual and gender-based violence in the universities, we would like to say this. Providing safe and conducive environment in the universities is essential for development of higher education. There is a national outcry to curb the menace of ragging and sexual and gender-based violence in state universities. UGC has taken a strategic lead to address gender inequalities and to prevent and minimize ragging and sexual and gender-based violence in state university with underlying principle, zero tolerance to ragging, and therefore the major outcomes in 2018 were online ragging and sexual gender-based violence redress mechanism at the UGC with a 24-hour hotline has been provided. We have seen increasing number of affected students and staff accessing the complaint system now and visiting the center to make complaints confidentially with their parents, benefiting while perpetrators are receiving appropriate punishments. Emergency Safety Mobile App for emergency situations including ragging and sexual and gender-based violence was piloted and is being introduced. UGC database on ragging is being linked to databases at the universities. Policymakers, planners, administrators and academia within the university system are being empowered to handle this. So there are a variety of actions they are taken. We are now conducting a major research study on the present status of incidents of ragging and sexual harassment in the state university system and strategies on combating them at the system level to feed into policy decisions of the UGC. High-powered task force to prevent and eliminate ragging with representatives from senior police officers, senior officers of the Attorney General's Department and university authorities responsible for student discipline. So this is a very important matter, Mr. Deputy Speaker. So this is an issue that our government will address with earnest seriousness that needs to be devoted to this aspect in our university system.
Now, although there have been talks about conserving the environment, certain people still continue to violate the law. Here's an example from Senura Kantale. This is a forest reserve located near the Kantale Neelapola Track 7 area. This area is rich in biodiversity and nourished by the Mahaveli River, which flows beside the forest reserve. However, more than 50 acres of land that belongs to this forest reserve have already been cleared. Locals said that those responsible for the land clearing have engaged in such activities previously as well. Following the intervention of the police, all land clearing activities had been suspended. However, deforestation has resumed, and this was the situation when the Gram Nilidhari in charge of the Neepola area arrived at the scene. Subsequently, after the residents informed the Muttur police regarding this matter, police officers arrived at the scene to obtain further information. The police officers then visited the nearby security checkpoint and inquired further details from the security officials present. When we visited the area today, we saw a JCB excavator being used to clear the land. Clearing of land in this area has been restricted by the law. An individual named Sapinaraga GS told us that we are responsible in clearing the land and that he did not require any permission to do so. I contacted the Senura Divisional Secretary and told him that a Gram Nilidhari officer is clearing this land and was he aware of it. He said he was not. He asked me to call 119. The forest was being cleared even when the police arrived. 2 permits have been issued to 2 groups to store sand in this area. These people are trying to claim ownership by saying they inherit these lands and by using heavy machinery to clear them. However, none of these vehicles have been seized. Newsfirst spoke to Divisional Secretary of the Senura area, PR Jayaratne, regarding the matter. As per a gazette issued by the government, even though restrictions have been imposed to protect this area, it is hard to identify the boundary which separates the restricted area from the rest of the lands. Therefore, I sent police officers to the scene and stopped the land clearing. We will look into this matter further. The police media spokesperson SP Ruwan Gunasekara convened a media briefing today. The details of the drug peddlers who were arrested in Veligampitiya were revealed during this briefing. On the 13th of January, 2 people were shot dead in the Hekitha road in Vattala. The suspect had arrived at the location in a Wagonar. The special task force was successful in stopping this vehicle last evening and inspecting it. There were 4 individuals, including 2 women. The original color of the Wagonar was pink. They had changed its body color into white. 103 grams of heroin was discovered in the possession of the driver of this vehicle. The suspect, who was seated in the passenger seat, had 205 grams of heroin in his possession. The driver of the vehicle, who has been identified as Kalwarachilage Suminda Madhushankar, had a stock of 15 kilos and 426 grams of heroin, 4 kilos 812 grams of hashish, 1 kilo and 524 grams of ice and 312 grams of cocaine stashed in a room in his house. The total worth of cannabis that was discovered is rupees 250 million. It was revealed that the driver of the Wagonar was responsible for the double homicide of Hekitha Road in Vattala. The police special task force was also successful in discovering the motorbike that the chief suspect used in the murder of the Colombo Municipal Minister Krishna Pillai Pirubanandan, alias Krishna, on the 9th of July 2018. The investigations have further revealed that one of the suspects who were arrested today, identified as Malindu, had attempted to murder an individual named Aja in Valla Street, Keselwatta in February. Meanwhile, the Election Commission states that the Amilapitiya Pradesh Sabha chairman M.K. Amila, who is a member of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, has been removed from the position of chairman and member. Director General of the Elections Commission Saman Ratnayaka said that this action was taken on the instructions of the Attorney General regarding the assault on 2 police officers. According to the Director General, the letter of removal from M.K. Amila's post and membership has been sent to M.K. Amila and to his party secretary. He further stated that he had requested to name a successor for the vacant post. The former chairman of the Amilapitiya Pradesh Sabha, M.K. Amila, was charged for assaulting 2 police officers on the 26th of May 2013. The assaulted 2 police officers were implementing the law against 2 motorcyclists who were travelling in Amilapitiya without wearing helmets and without valid driving license. The chairman, who avoided appearing in court, had surrendered to the court on the 4th of June 2013. He was released on bail on the 8th of June and was ordered to appear before court on the last Wednesday of every month by the Amilapitiya Deputy Police Superintendent. An event to empower women was held in Kurunegala today. Now, this event was held under the auspices of Minister of Women's and Child Affairs, Chandrani Bandara. This event was organized by the Diriya Khatata Diriya Magak organization. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation, Ashok Abeysinghe, was also present at the occasion. We are planning to import 2,000 brand new buses during this year. After importing, we are planning to provide separate buses for women. I'm happy about Ishak Rahuman. I'm not only glad that she is my wife, but also because she reminds me that women are capable of doing anything in this world. I do not assault women, but sometimes she assaults me. There have been instances I get scolded during problems. Minister of Women and Child Affairs and Dry Zone Development, Chandrani Bandara, expressed these views following the event.
Not only by 3-wheel drivers, we have started some programs to stop women getting assaulted in public transport. But I think that the law of the country is not being implemented properly. At the time of the incident, the police will go and solve the issue, but after that, there will be a delay in the implementation process of these issues.
A national program to provide a one-day service to register lands, to provide a birth certificate of international standard, and to provide death and marriage certificates with the new security methods was launched today. The Registrar General's Department commenced the one-day service of issuing birth certificates today under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Renovation activities of the department also commenced in line with the event. Appointment letters to document assistants were presented.
We introduced a new national birth certificate today, and it was issued under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. This comprises of several security measures. Therefore, an average person will not be able to forge such a document. We will also issue this certificate in 2 languages. By issuing these certificates with the signature of the Registrar General, I believe we are reaching international standards. All documents and certificates registered with the Registrar General's Department can be obtained instantly and without any cash transactions. In order to resolve these issues, the system must be computerized during the specific time period. However, computerizing the Department of Immigration and Emigration is not an easy task, and currently this is being done during the set time period. We cannot be satisfied with the speed of implementation in this department, the Inland Revenue Department as well as many other state departments. However, we hope that all these state departments will be digitalized during this year.
Governor of the Central Province, PC Maithri Gunaratne, has decided to shift the controversial Candy Night Market from Dalanda Vidya and Kotugodela Vidya to Candy Central Market Ground.
The night market will be held at the new venue hereafter. Governor Gunaratne said the new venue has been chosen in consultation with the Kandy Municipal Council. He added that the central market will be closed at 7 p.m. and no inconveniences would be caused to the public. On our Newsline program yesterday, the governor of the central province spoke further about the traffic plans in the city of Kandy.
Nothing will work successfully for us unless you let it function for some time without interfering. So there were some of the traders on one day, they blocked the road, they burned tires and they tried to stall this. I spoke to them and I said, okay, tell me one reason why you want this traffic plan stopped. There was no cogent reason. That was not in the interest of the general public. I don't say it's a 100% successful plan, but if it is 80% successful, and for us, if you can limit the entry and exit time to 15 minutes per trip, instead of the 45 minutes to 1 hour, I think you're cooking with gas.
News from school cricket matches. Royal College Colombo defeated St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia by 1 wicket in their one-day encounter, the 44th Mustangs Trophy. The match was played at SSC Stadium in Colombo. Batting first, St. Thomas's College scored 255 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. Umayanga Subaris top scored with 81. Chasing 256 runs to win, Royal skipper Kamidu Madarasinghe, who opened the batting, and number 3 batsman Ahan Vikramsinghe made 51 and 67 respectively to set the chase on course. However, as the Thomians made inroads in the middle overs, Kamil Mishara of Royal kept fighting back before being dismissed on 68, leaving Royal 21 runs for victory with 18 balls to spare. Left-handed Lahiru Madhushankar made sure to take his side for victory after clearing the ropes at ease to smash 6 maximums to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat to regain the Mustangs trophy after 5 years. The annual rugby encounter between Royal College Colombo and St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia, played for the Maithri Gunaratne Trophy, was held last Monday, and Royal College emerged victorious with the final score being 17-10. With that, I wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining. Do take care and good night.